Formula One held its first ever Miami Grand Prix this weekend, a highly anticipated race that quickly caused a lot of debate as there were mixed feelings between the drivers regarding the venue's maiden race. Multiple drivers expressed their disliking for the newly constructed Hard Rock Stadium circuit over the span of the 3 days, whilst others immediately took a keen liking to the Miami track, something we'll be covering in depth in today's video. Sergio Perez was perhaps the most explicit in sharing his displeasure with the Miami event, as he called the track surface a joke. "I think most importantly, the surface is a joke," Perez said, as he insisted the tarmac was far from meeting the expected grip levels, questioning Formula One's standards. But it was Lewis Hamilton who quickly became the most vocal one regarding the matter, as he did not hold back from roasting the event organizers, claiming the surface to be bumpy and not suitable for Formula One racing. It's kind of crazy. In this day and age, they should be able to make a flat road relatively easy, but there are freaking big bumps in so many places where the track joins up somewhere else, he added, before siding with his Red Bull counterpart as he complained about the lack of grip when coming off the racing line. "The surface is very tricky. You go offline anywhere and it's pretty much game over. You spin, you end up in the wall. It's punishing. That's why you've seen a lot of people ending up in the barriers. If you go offline, it's just terrible," Lewis continued, before taking a direct dig at the venue's design. "Otherwise, it's quite nice to drive, except for the chicane. That might be... I don't want to put that quote out there. I'll hold on to that. But it's so tight. It reminds me of being in a B&Q car park when I was 6, 7 years old in a go-kart going in between cars," he said, before suggesting future modifications to the track's layout should be F1's priority. "It's a corner that maybe in the future they can remove and it will improve the track," Lewis concluded, before Lando Norris confirmed the 7-time champion's worries, siding with Hamilton word for word. "It's very bumpy in some places, which we were not expecting. I think everyone was expecting it to be very smooth and beautiful, but it's not," said the young McLaren driver, who painfully crashed out of the race on Sunday. And whilst many, including Fernando Alonso and Daniel Ricciardo, further joined the two Britons in their disliking for the track's tarmac, 2 other drivers quickly burst onto the scene as they both brought far more severe issues to attention as they questioned the circuit's safety measures. After binning it into the wall around turn 13 during the practice sessions, both Ferrari's Carlos Sainz and Alpine's Esteban Ocon raised a series of questions regarding the safety and the choice of material for the protective barriers. Ocon hit the hard concrete wall during the third practice at a staggering 51 Gs, the exact same impact Max Verstappen suffered last time out in Silverstone, being sent into the barriers at 160 miles per hour, resulting in the Frenchman being unable to take part in the afternoon qualifying session. Ocon was furious as he crashed directly into a concrete wall, believing the energy-absorbing Tech Pro barriers should have been installed in those higher-risk corners. So, one can only understand Esteban's frustration as he insisted he warned the FIA, but his claims were completely ignored by the governing body. "It's one of those things I will never understand. I did bring it up already, but no change," Ocon revealed. "It hurts, definitely. It was 51 G, a hard impact. But I will be fit to race tomorrow, that's the main thing," he stated on Saturday as Carlos Sainz quickly sided with the Frenchman, suffering the same accident just at a lower speed the day before. "I mean, I'm sorry to be critical, but I told the FIA yesterday my crash in second gear shouldn't feel that hard. But today, my neck was in a bit of pain," revealed Sainz after qualifying third on Saturday. But after retaining his place to add yet another podium finish to his arsenal, the Spaniard seemed to have forgotten about his tussles with the FIA as he praised the event's atmosphere and admitted it was the exact weekend he needed after his streak of poor runs. "Miami has been a unique weekend. Thanks to all the fans out there for their support. I think I needed a race like this to reset a bit and build on it for the upcoming races," he added. And Sainz's Ferrari counterpart, Charles Leclerc, who finished second best this weekend, didn't hold back to share his excitement, despite calling the track difficult on qualifying day. "I thought the atmosphere was amazing this weekend, and there was a really great show around the race, and I look forward to coming back." Lewis Hamilton was the next to voice his thoughts as he praised the track, but once again didn't hold back from further criticism in his post-race interview. "I thought the track was great. I don't think the chicane is ideal, but that's the only weak point on this circuit," added Hamilton. But many other drivers admitted they didn't expect the track to be so extreme physically. "It was a brutal race out there. So hot, sweating, my eyes were stinging. I had sweat pouring into my eyes, so I need to find a way to get around that, revealed George Russell, who managed to extend his top 5 finishing streak this season as he fought through the pack from P12. The race winner, Max Verstappen, shared the young Briton's feelings as he confessed he lost close to 3 kilos in body weight during his charge for the checkered flag. It feels amazing to win in Miami. The whole atmosphere this weekend has been incredible, and to win in the US is always a nice feeling. It was a physically tough race. I think I must have lost around 3 kilograms, the reigning world champion, who's hunting down Ferrari's Charles Leclerc to earn his second successive title, admitted. But despite the drivers generally happy with the way the race panned out, the choice of the track surrounding quickly became the talk of the town, with the fake water marina attracting heaps of negative press as Miami tried to challenge the likes of Monaco to establish itself as the go-to glamorous event of the year. Formula One was eager to host a Miami Grand Prix for quite some time now, with the initial proposed track being set right in the heart of Miami's downtown, just on the water. But the track lacked corner diversity and was sacked immediately, allowing for the Hard Rock Stadium to host the event. Tom Garfinkel, the managing partner of the Miami GP, now revealed his initial intention with the fake marina. When we moved here to the Hard Rock Stadium for a number of reasons, most importantly because we didn't think we could have a good racing circuit downtown, I told F1 that you're gonna get your yacht shots, you're gonna have your yachts, he revealed. They looked at me like I was crazy. And then I came back and drew it on the whiteboard and said, I want a marina with yachts here, and we're gonna make it happen. And so we did. And it's a lot of fun, Garfinkel concluded. But apart from the yacht club, the event received severe backlash from the fans, with many believing that Formula One is simply stepping away from true racing and putting too much emphasis on the glitz and glamour around it. The United States of A have been Formula One's minority demographic ever since the sport's introduction, with the racing series being deeply embedded in European culture. But since Liberty Media took ownership of Formula One away from Bernie Ecclestone, they've been pushing for a rapid increase in American viewership, which now resulted in 3 unique Grand Prix set to be held in the US next season. The future of many traditional and iconic European tracks is in question, as F1's thorough expansion plan doesn't necessarily cover Europe, with it being its greatest market. Many drivers were therefore critical of Formula One's move toward the abandonment of some iconic racing venues. I'm a big fan of going to Miami and Las Vegas, but at the same time, it would be a big loss not to have some classic European races anymore, admitted Carlos Sainz as he took aim at Formula One's recent trajectory. Business is business, and Liberty Media and Formula One have to do what they have to do. But just for business, I wouldn't want to stop racing in Europe. But it was Zach Brown who had the most to say as he made a grim prediction about Monaco getting dropped from the calendar as he compared it to other glamorous venues he sees superior to the Principality. Monaco always stood for the most glamorous part of Formula One. I think Miami, Singapore, and Las Vegas are starting to add some pretty glamorous markets. I think Monaco needs to come up to the same commercial terms as other Grand Prix and also maybe needs to work with ways they can adapt their track, because as our cars have become bigger, the racing has become more difficult, Brown said, referring to the Principality paying the lowest hosting fee of all the current tracks. You need to take history into consideration, but then I think you need to take into consideration how is the show it puts on, concluded the McLaren chief. So, despite the variety of opinion throughout the paddock, it seems most drivers weren't necessarily keen on the track surface, but enjoyed the race and the spectacle it puts on nevertheless. But we want to know what you guys think. Did you enjoy the Grand Prix? How would you rate it from 1 to 10? And what do you think of Formula One's recent push towards the US? Do you think it's good for the sport? Let us know in the comments down below. We've let YouTube decide which video of ours you would enjoy watching next the most based on your own unique watching habits and preferences. Let's see if they are right.